Well, welcome everybody. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. Rain or shine is stamping time. And this is Friday night. It's my Fabulous Fridays Facebook Live. And today we're going to play with embossing folders. The annual catalog has several, not the annual, the new fall or September through December mini catalog has several. And I've got two of the ones I'm going to show you today are from that. First one is this Printed Trees Embossing, 3D Embossing folder. It looks like this. The trees are actually sideways, so you have to run it through the thing sideways, but you can see the outline of the trees. It's not good to run your embossing folder this way because it puts an awful lot of stress on the hinge. So when you run it through, you have to run it through this way with hinge first. So that's Painted Trees. And then the next one is on the next page. And it is the Plaid, Forever Plaid embossing folder. This is one of those large ones. We have demonstrators in European countries that use a 2, I think it is, card, which is a bigger card. So this is great for that. It's also great for embossing formats behind pictures on scrapbooking. This is Forever Plaid, and it has a really nice plaid background. So I'll be using that. There's another one in here that, if I can find it real quick, is a snowflake one. Well, there's even another one. Here is the birchwood embossing folder. I have that one. It has a wood effect to it, and it is also a big one. That's part of the Nests of Winter. We'll get there to that snowflake one. I'm so glad that the catalog is now live so I can show you the insides of it. There are so many great things in here. And if you'll notice, I've starred some that I don't want. And actually, I have got this now, so I have marked have, so I don't buy it again. Okay, come on. Honestly, there is one. But I obviously have been going past it, because it's near the front, I'm sure. Well, can't find it right now, but that's beside the point. The other one that I'm going to demonstrate tonight is Layered Florals. This is a new one that's in the annual catalog. Makes beautiful flowers, and it also is a 3D. So let's get started. There's several different things you can do with embossing folders. First off, I embossed the evergreen one, the Painted Trees, and then I took the white craft pad and just highlighted that so that it looks like there's snow on the trees. And I'll show you. I have already embossed this, if you can see. And you just kind of take the edge of the, lightly take the edge of your stamp pad and sweep across it. Like so. And hopefully you don't push it too hard like I did on that edge. So that is one way you can add some color to your embossing, your dry embossing. Now another thing I thought I would try with this embossing folder is to ink up this is the side with that comes out. I'm going to ink up this side because I want this background to show a different color. Again, I'm going to use the shaded spruce. I'm going to use some Misty Moonlight, and you can add it with a brayer. I think I will. You can also just do direct like that to the embossing folder. But I'm going to use the brayer to get a more even color. Hopefully. Okay, that doesn't seem to be working as well as I had hoped. So one thing about this brayer that's nice is it's got legs, so I can set it down without getting ink all over everything. So now I'm going to use a blending brush and see if I can blend it around better, make it more even. I think I'm going to like this better. Because it'll look more like it has been a blended background. Okay, that should do it. See, like I said, this is playground time. I'm not quite sure how things are going to turn out. I'm going to put my card stock into the embossing folder and carefully close it up. I'm going to run it through a die cutting machine. And let's see what we have. Aha! I kind of like that. Do you like that? We could embellish it a little more with the blending brush, maybe, and highlight in some spaces that it didn't quite cover. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay, so now let's add some snow to those trees. This time I'll try to be a little more careful. And press more lightly. One thing about it, when you're playing with ink like this, you're going to get dirty. Like I just messed up my sign there. Eeks. A little heavier down here, and if I get some in the background, that's all right. There. Now all I have to do is mount that on a card base, add a greeting, maybe put a star or something up in the sky, and I have a good start for my card. Now another idea I had was These are the mix and match cards from the annual the catalog. This is there for making quick and easy. They're found on page 15, and I thought it would be very cool to do this and then fussy cut around the trees and put it on the card. This is garden green, so I would have to do it in garden green. But the trees are taller because I thought this would make nice ground with a little bit of gold edge on the edge. You could turn it this way and it would fit better. Like cut out this one tree and put it there. But I'm not quite sure I like that. So, but it's an idea that I had. So let's put those aside. The next one I have an idea for. This is the layered florals. And this time I am going to use my blending brushes and the mini ones. And I'm going to use Petunia Pop. And I'm not quite sure. I'll have to see. I think I'm going to, I could either put them in the depressed side, the ink, or I could put it on the top. I think I'll do some on top and some on the bottom, and we'll see what happens. So just kind of blend it like that. These little ones are perfect for this. And I'll add one there. Now let's try it from the other side. Do this one. And perhaps we'll do this one. And we'll do the one down here. Okay, now let's add a little bit of garden green for the leaves. Okay, I've got a piece of white cardstock, I think. Okay, front and center, white cardstock. Here it is. I'm going to huff on this to re-moisten. Now let's run it through. And let's see what we have. Okay, if we put it on the raised side, we have it on this side of the paper, the debossed side. And if we put it on the debossed side of the embossing folder, we actually have what I was planning on the embossed side. So, there you go. Depends on what side you want to have. Your ink on. So this was the debossed side that I put the ink in. Let's add some more color to it just to enhance it a little more. Because I do want the bigger ones. Okay, I'll add a little more garden green. So remember, if you want the raised side to have the color, ink up the debossed side of the embossing folder. Yeah, that didn't work quite as well on the leaves because they're a little smaller. Okay, so now I have cardstock. I'll go ahead and make this card into a card. And I'm going to trim it down, I think across the corner here, because I want to stamp my greeting right on the thing. And the greeting is from Thoughtful Expressions. It says, enjoy your day. I think I'll put the greeting in Petunia Pop. If you guys can't tell, this is I'm creating as we go along. Okay, so I'm going to line that up right along there. And by doing it on the angle, you don't have to worry about whether it is exactly straight. a little bit of pretty and pink ribbon, which will tie a little bow. This is really nice. It's bordered ribbon, but it's nice and soft, and it will be easy to make a bow. I'm going to put that up there in that blank spot. These little mini glue dots are perfect. They come in the paper pumpkin kits, but they are perfect for putting bows on because you don't have to roll them. And there you have it. Kind of cool. Okay, so now the last embossing folder we're going to use is this Forever Plaid. And I used it on the background for this card. Now with the background, what I did was I took my ink pad and I just swiped it across the raised parts. And I got part of it into the thing there, which is okay. But this time I'm going to use some of one of the soft pastel assortment. This is in the annual catalog. What? There's no red? Oh my goodness. Well, I was going to use it, but there isn't any red. This looks like orange to me. Huh. I thought for sure there was a red in there. Okie dokie. We won't do that. Because I want the real red background. So I will try again, this time to do it better, and not get so much in the back, on the back side. So I'll try to be a little bit lighter. Still am. It's a pretty juicy pad, and that might be part of the issue. But it could be also part of the appeal of the card as well. Now this particular embossing folder has parts that are embossed and parts that are debossed. Because you notice there are lines here that are not being inked. Especially like you can see right in there, how that's not been inked. I think that's kind of cool too. Might want to put the whole thing really dark. Let me be a little more intentional about it. Aha! I do like this. Oh, making a mess on my grid though. Oh yeah, this is cool. What do you think? I think yes. It's a... Oops. Come on, stamp pad. Well, for Pete's sake. Now I've messed my pad up. Okay. I'll fix that later. Yeah, I do like that. And I think I'll get another thing so I don't get ink all over everywhere. Let's change out the grid paper. Get everything out of the way. Better. Okay, so now let's go on with our card. I do like this. Card base is pecan pie, 8.5 by 5.5. And this piece is 3 3/4 by 5, and then the layering piece is 5 1/4 by 4. Now I cut this piece before I embossed it, so it's just slightly smaller than what I had intended. That doesn't look straight. Let's get this straight. I think everything's all perfectly lined up, and then I look at it again, and it's crooked, and it drives me crazy. I don't know about you, but that's the way it is with me. Okay, so now for the stamp set, I have used this one. It's called Sweetest Stars. There's a punch that comes with it as a bundle. And I have already, for a swap card, I had made a bunch of the gingerbread boys. So I have one sitting here, all finished up. Almost. Here he is. And on the swap, I used these peppermints. I used the little tiny ones because they fit on the buttons just perfectly. However, I didn't have enough. I ran out, and they are not available until the 16th. So what I did instead, and I actually like it better, is I colored some of these iridescent pearls with Cherry Cobbler Dark Stampin' Blend. And now they remind me of Red Hots for his eyes and his buttons. So you just color them around. So one of the things about Stampin' Blends that I love, you can color, and it's pretty permanent on hard surfaces like this. I think you can use it on metal. 2, 3, 4. I need 5 altogether. There we go. Take your pick and use the end that has the clay, and you just poke it down, pick it up, poke it onto your cardstock. This makes it so easy. And I've had these take your picks a long time, and I have not utilized the clay in nearly as much as I should have. I just now discovered how really well they work. Oh, come on. Yeah, I brag. There we go. There, our gingerbread boy is all set. Okay, I'll pop him up with some Stampin' Dimensionals, or the edges of the Stampin' Dimensionals. And for a greeting from the stamp set, Baking Spirits Bright, I think it's a cool one. I could have used also Sweet Wishes, but Baking Spirits Bright is, I like plays on words. And I cut it out. I stamped it with basic to basic white, cut it out with this embossing, die cut, which is part of the Unbounded Love dies. And these dies are really quite interesting because not only do they cut out, come on, not only do they cut out the center here, but it leaves a frame. And most of them leave a frame. This one doesn't. This one is a frame one. There are cutting edges on both sides. Let's see. This one leaves a frame. Cutting edges on both sides. You can cut out the center and use the center too. This scalloped one, I was really quite surprised. I wanted a scalloped one with stitching around here. It makes a frame. So there's quite a few frames that you can use out of this set. This is the Unbounded Love dies. A little bit of Stampin' Seal. I put this in the center. And Stampin' Dimensionals on either end. And then let's add some peppermints, just scattered around. There are actually 3 sizes. This is the large size, a medium, and then the small. I'm going to put some large ones. And I think with inking up that whole background that these show up better. Come on, up. Oh well. Put that one there. I think I'll put a smaller one. Where? So I always wonder where to put them. I think I'll stick one there. It's supposed to be random, but I have a hard time with randomness. So there you have it. Which one do you like better? I kind of like this one better. And then I made, there's this one. Put inking up the debossed side of the embossing folder. And then we have the evergreen ones. This one I inked up the debossing side that was flat, and then used the white craft pad across it to get the snow. And these two were just with the craft pad. So thank you for watching. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. It's a Friday evening with my fabulous Facebook Live. I hope you enjoyed and have as much fun watching this as I have in playing with embossing folders. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next Friday night at 7 o'clock. Bye.